So many women have gifts. I believe that every woman has a gift and a level of expertise that she should be monetizing, point blank, period. I want you to play a game with me. Like, I have a funny, game in my head. Like, check me, but who gonna check me? Somebody tell me something and I can't turn it into a way you can monetize it. Literally, I was in a group and this woman had built 3 different businesses, but there was one that was like her focus, and she was trying to figure out how she was going to make more income from it. And I was like, oh, this is literally something that I like can sit down with people inside of my strategy sessions and I map out. And I just gave her a couple of ideas, and someone else, literally, I'm talking in like 10 seconds, I had just posted it. And I was in bed writing it too. I think I gave her like 7 different ideas of how she could monetize the things that she was good at. And, you know, she was just expressing it. And I just see them. It's like so clear to me. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, monetization model could look like this or that. Why do we as women take our expertise, our knowledge, our experience, and we either bring it to our job and we're okay with getting a paycheck for it only, or we take our gifts and the things that we're really great at and we're okay to give it away for pennies or free? Like, oh no, it comes real natural and easy to me. It's okay. You could spend an hour talking to me about this. Yes, I could consult you on this or that. And we don't think about the fact that, you know, you could be monetizing your expertise more powerfully, right? Like, to elevate your lifestyle, the life of the people that you love, and everything in between. So let's talk about monetizing your expertise as a woman with high value expertise, experience, knowledge, genius, skills, talents, all the things. I just celebrated 8 years full-time in my business, 10 years as an entrepreneur in total. Thank you. This is about you though. I remember being in this space where I just felt unappreciated and undervalued in the company that I was with, a company that I rooted for, recruited for. I thought I would retire with this company. I had a moment where I realized that I was just a number. There was a point where I had really great wins with clients on my team. I was told by HR, you're doing amazing and great, keep it up, because you need to be in this role for 12 months before we can talk about any type of raise, promotion, or anything like that. And it was like a slap in the face, because it felt like my work wasn't enough. It was just a timeline. Literally, that was it. Because we literally had like my team's largest client, like emailing, not my manager, not my manager's manager, my manager's manager's manager, okay? Like director, VP level. And it was like,
Kierra, you're the best consultant that we have. Like, we're so grateful to have you, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you have to wait. So
there comes a time where you realize, why am I not monetizing my expertise for myself? Now, this is regardless of if you are someone who loves your job. I have clients of mine who are management level, director, executive level. They love their jobs. They just also love having a 5- and 6-figure business on the side too, because they like investment properties. They like to travel. They want to elevate their disposable income. They are, you know, some are focused on their retirement. Some are focused on building another set of money for their kids' education. Whatever your thing is, that's yours. Then I have some who are like, nope, I fully want to leave this job. I want to go full-time in my business, or I am already full-time in my business. This is not a conversation of like, do I need to be an employee or do I need to be an entrepreneur? I'm happy to do another video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video where I talk about clients of mine who do manage both and who do it very well and who do it from a space of joy and fulfillment. And it's not this like, oh, I want to leave my job. It's just like, I really love my job, but I also love this over here. And I'm talking about clients who like have a $500 to $1,000 speaking rate per hour, a consulting rate for organizations and workshops that they run, who have 4-figure programs, so like $3,000, even $12,000, $15,000 packages and services and contracts and things like that. So this isn't a conversation of like, I need to go full-time in my business to do this. This is having a conversation with you about simply monetizing your expertise more powerfully. I want to have this conversation because so many women have gifts. I believe that every woman has a gift and a level of expertise that she should be monetizing, point blank, period. I want you to play a game with me. Like, I have a funny game in my head. Like, check me, but who gonna check me? Somebody tell me something and I can't turn it into a way you can monetize it. Literally, I was in a group and this woman had built 3 different businesses, but there was one that was like her focus, and she was trying to figure out how she was going to make more income from it. And I was like, oh, this is literally something that I like can sit down with people inside of my strategy sessions and I map out. And I just gave her a couple of ideas, and someone else, literally, I'm talking in like 10 seconds, I had just posted it. And I was in bed writing it too. I think I gave her like 7 different ideas of how she could monetize the things that she was good at. And, she was just expressing it. And I just see them. It's like so clear to me. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, monetization model could look like this or that. I want to talk about the fact that we have these gifts and we have this level of experience, but we don't see them as such. Where are you taking your gifts for granted? Something that comes so easy to you and you're not looking at it as something that you could create a service around, a package around, an offer around, right? Create information, content, curriculum around. So where are there gifts that you have right now that you're taking for granted? And this is great for you if you are new and if you are already successful in your current business. I start to have these conversations with my clients when they are focused on growing and scaling. So they're beyond the new part of their business, right? They are scaling and they're like, okay, here's this way I've been monetizing what I do. And then we start talking. I'm like, oh, literally here's one that's plain as day. Have you actually done that? Or have you had a package on that? And either I hear no, or I hear, oh yeah, I thought about it, but like, I just like was waiting on it, blah, blah, blah. So we need to be having this conversation. Whatever level you're at, doesn't matter. You have gifts and genius that continue to grow and expand, over time. And so that is why you also are increasing your prices. So that's another thing. If you're watching this and you're like, okay, I already monetized it. Great. Should we double your prices now? Have you elevated your messaging to warrant that double price? Are you super clear on the value of your work and not just in your heart because you're not pulling out your credit card to pay for it? Are you articulating it to the audience who will most buy it, who will most pay for it, who will most value it? This is a conversation too about you elevating the way that you monetize your expertise. So whether you are just starting out and monetizing your expertise or you are already doing it, what's that next level for you, right? And so where are there gifts that you are taking for granted? So a lot of times what I see from my clients is this mindset conversation. So that's why with the positioning, communication strategies, with the sales messaging strategies and the monetization, sales stuff, we do bring in mindset because you seeing your work as worthy of the price that you want to charge for it, that you want to be paid for it, even if that means doubling or tripling your current rates. You seeing it as such is so important. Somebody can give you the perfect messaging to say, somebody can map out a marketing plan for you, but it's up to you to embody the value that you know your work is worth. Again, I want you to reflect on your gifts. What gifts are you taking for granted that come so easy and natural to you that you don't even charge for them or that you undercharge? Because both can be happening. When I first started, I didn't have free sessions. A lot of people tell people, oh, when you're starting out as a coach or consultant or even a speaker, do things for free. No, why? I have, X number of years of experience in this already, especially for me coming from corporate and having that sales experience. I also had a business as well. And so there was a level of like visibility that I was already getting. And so I was really coaching women on being visible and being confident in their offer at that time. I wasn't even bringing in a lot of my sales strategy work. I secretly was doing it. So I was saying like, oh, I'm helping you with visibility. But in the background, I was actually helping you with your message. I was actually helping you with like, what's your confidence around selling in those types of things, right? And they just naturally came into the conversation because that's what I did by day. But here's a fun fact. So when I was charging for those packages or whatever, and I was secretly doing sales stuff in the background, clients wouldn't know until they came in working with me. And then they started talking about it like, oh yeah, and Kierra helps you with sales. And I was like, oh, well, it just came up in a conversation. I told somebody, oh, I do sales by day. Like people actually didn't even know that I had a full-time job because I ran my business for 2 years while I had a job in my corporate job before I went full-time, right? People was like, oh, you have a job? Like, what do you do? And I would tell them like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, it's very similar to what I do, but it's like more on like the sales consulting side. And, they would say like, oh, no wonder. And so I know this sounds crazy, but it is the truth. It dawned on me, oh, I could literally take what I do in my corporate job and create a business around it. Now, of course, it's not black and white, bad business or anything like that. But what I'm saying is the skill sets, right? The skill sets that I was using in that corporate job, client management, working with clients on sales, right? Sales planning, sales operations, different, there's even the team that I was on at one point, we planned $1 million sales meeting. There was a lot of sales training. So I would actually work with the C-suite and the VPs and all that on creating what the sales initiatives were. And myself and 2 other team members so 3 of us were responsible for bringing that into this meeting that they would spend $1 million on. And it was basically to train 450 sales representatives. And we had to to work with HR. We have to work with all these cross-functional teams, marketing, consumer insights, the branding and graphics and all that, like just all the, production, etc., to make sure everything goes to hitting these sales goals. And so that was training and that was development. And I didn't even realize it until actually a couple years ago. I didn't realize it until a couple of years ago when I really sat down and was like going through things that I would do in my corporate job. And I knew they were, everything was sales, but I never broke it down like that because I never realized, because my role technically was just on the sales side, I didn't take into account the fact that I was also on a sales operations and a sales training and development side too. Because I had multiple roles with the company. And so sometimes I was on just selling, and sometimes it was support the sales team operationally, or support from planning, and then support the sales team in like a training, organizing things for them to understand what assets they needed, how to communicate and position our products and all that type of stuff. And so the point is, there comes a time where you are going to have that moment. Maybe you've had that moment, or maybe this is your moment right now. Tell me in the comments. You get to this place, right, where you see like, I'm an intelligent woman. My skill set, like, it was so easy and natural to me that I was secretly doing it. And when I say secretly, it wasn't meant to be a secret. It was literally like it came so natural that it just rolled off my tongue. But I never charged for free or I never not charged. I never gave it away for free. I see a lot of women who don't even make the correlation between I get to charge for this. All right. I don't even care. Now I do care, but I'd rather you come to me. I've had so many clients come to me like, Kierra, okay, I charge $25 or I charge $50 or I charge $75 an hour for this. And literally I had a client of mine who was charging $50 to $100 for her work. And she got to this place. First of all, she wasn't even looking at her numbers. So we got her into looking at her numbers. She was a member of my inner circle. And we actually got to celebrate her making her first $7,500. Now, not $7,500 from $75 and $100 offers. We actually created 4-figure packages for her. And within 3 months, she got to celebrate making $7,500, which for some may not seem like a lot. But when you're charging $50 a session, it's very hard for you to get there. So us working with her on her mindset around monetizing her expertise, on the clarity and the direction where she felt stuck on how to actually package and create a higher ticket offer. Like, yes, her goal was, I want to have a $1,500 or $3,000 package, but who's actually going to buy that? And then fast forward, her being able to actually sell a couple of them and actually make her first $7,500 was like amazing for her. I also have a client who came in. She was charging about $100 a session, and she had never crossed, I believe it was like the $10,000 mark in her business. She actually quadrupled her business and made $40,000 in our time of working together. She also was a member of the inner circle. And then I've had clients who already are in business, right? A lot of clients who are in business, they already make high 5 figures, 6 figures. I have a client who's done about $230,000 just this year alone, and us working with her on being able to, she's kind of like, sometimes you get to this plateau space and you're like, okay, how do I like double this? How do I go beyond this, right? And we were able to actually support her in tripling her conversion rates, right? For a 4-figure offer. She also has a 5-figure package as well. So this is not a conversation about like, should I be monetizing my expertise? Yes, you should. And here's the question for you. What support do you need to own the fact that you should be monetizing your expertise and to step into the next layer of how you need to be monetizing your expertise? Because your next layer might be going from $0 to $7,500. It might be going from, I already make $10,000, $20,000, right? On average, a lot of women in business make about $24,000 in a year in their business, which is not enough money, because who's living off that after you pay taxes and team and support? Where am I supposed to get my hair done, my nails done, save, buy my home, invest in stuff? What am I supposed to do with that? But 67% of women get to that $24,000 mark. That's why I'm so big about working with women in that middle point where you can be able to elevate. So if you've made $20,000 to $40,000, $50,000 in your business, how do we get you to a space where you 2 to 3x that minimum? If you're at 200K, how do we get you to a place where you 2x that, right? So the point is, what is it that you need for your next level of monetizing your expertise, right? And one of the things you want to reflect on are, what are gifts that literally come natural to me that I've taken for granted? They come so easy, so much so that you even feel shame and you feel guilt for monetizing them, which you should not. They come easy to you because they're your gift. Other people, it doesn't come easy to them like that. So you see yourself, oh, it takes me 5 minutes for this. I can't tell you the number of clients who sit and say, it takes me 5 minutes for this or that. Do you know how fast it takes me? Literally, we have a video where I was celebrating one of my clients who had a 6-figure win. You'll see me like coaching her inside of the video. And literally, I don't know how long it was. I don't know if it was 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but we literally outline at least 10 or 12 pieces of content. And you see me like doing that. And then I asked her, hey, do you have something for you to use? She's like, I got plenty. I need to go away for a couple weeks and go implement all of this. And she can totally come back the next day. But she does that. She takes so much. She implements it for a couple weeks. She comes back and she's like, bam, okay, here's the contract. I done signed with all that. Ready for more. And this is where you need to be an implementer. This is not about just getting information from this YouTube video. You need to implement, which right now, let me remind you, you need to go ahead and grab a strategy session. You and I could literally sit down for 30 minutes and I can clearly see what is it that you need to amplify the way that you're packaging and positioning your expertise. If you have questions on how much you should be charging, whether you, again, are creating your first package or you are a pro at this and you're like, here, I want a different set of eyes so that I could see where am I leaving thousands of dollars on the table? Where am I leaving money? Where am I leaving impact on the table? We can take a look at these things in this 30 minutes. We assess your offers, we assess your messaging, we assess your audience, right? So that you can get into a space where you are building this next level of your personal brand and you're positioning yourself and your expertise. And that's the other thing. So many times when you're monetizing your expertise, the issue that happens is it comes so natural to you that you don't actually document what your process is, what I call your signature method is, your framework, your methodology, your core concept. So that's one of my favorite things that I get to do with clients. That's one of the first things that you actually work on with me when you come fully into working with me inside my inner circle. We build out your signature method. That is going to be the game changer that you need to truly elevate yourself from amateur to authority. Literally, this is across industries, right? I've worked with clients in all these different industries, and I want you to think about this. What are you good at? If you're really, really great and you've built hair business, why can't you consult other aspiring hair salon owners on how to grow their brand? If you are an author and you have been able to publish your own book and share your story, if you are a speaker, if you teach college students, these are things that you could go consult someone else on. Hey, you created a book, you so much so that now you have like a class, a course at a school, or now you have taken this book and you have speaking engagements that you do, and you've been able to do that successfully. Why can't you go consult other people on how to do that? If you have been able to build a successful cooking business, or if you're just really great at cooking, forget the business side of it. If you're really, really awesome at cooking, why can't you host cooking classes and have cooking digital products, have a whole cooking platform and brand that you do, right? And then that's just you doing the B2C, the business to consumer. So you're teaching like, hey, couples for Valentine's Day, we're hosting a couples Valentine's Day class. It's $100 a person or $200 for each couple, and includes 4-course meal. You get, flowers, chocolate, champagne, whatever, right? Maybe you charge a little bit more, right? And then as you do that, maybe another layer of your monetization model is that now you go and there's other cooking experts who are like, ooh, I would love to learn, how do I take my cooking and turn them into this, or what services or events or workshops or things like that. You could, why couldn't a culinary school want to outsource you and bring you in as a speaker? Could you write a book about your experience? So like literally when you start thinking about what it is that you do, I have clients who are in HR who take what they do and they understand these are other ways I could be monetizing it. So I want you to think about that, right? In any industry, hospitality industry. I have a friend who owns a couple of hotels. Okay, great. You want to open up hotels? Awesome. You can consult me. I charge $100 for the hour. I charge $250 for the hour. You can consult me. Or, hey, hospitality program, you want me to come and speak to your class? Amazing. I charge XYZ $500 for the hour, or I charge $250 for the hour, or $100 for the hour, whatever that is. So like you can think about what is it that I'm really great at, that I've gotten experience in, right? I have had mom coaches, women who are amazing mothers. They've been able to create systems behind motherhood, right? So they have journals, they have like workbooks and like to-do list checklists, and like however they stay organized and all the things that they do, right? Other women, other mothers struggle with that. I've had clients who are doulas and like postpartum coaches and things like that. So they were mothers before, they experienced this, and then they wanted to create a business where they were helping other moms with this. If you have a law practice, right, and you've been really, really successful, and you want to even consult other lawyers, like I want you to sit down and think about, what do people pick my brain for? I am naming all types of random industries. Obviously, financial industry, the health coaching industry, you have business coaching and marketing, you have family relationship coaching. Like there's so many different type of coaching and consulting and speaking types of ways for you to monetize your expertise, which I do have a video where I talk about that. So go check out our Monetizing Your Expertise, Monetizing Your Message playlist. We'll link that below. But the point is, I'm just here to give you ideas. It all starts with you having this idea of, I'm not monetizing my expertise enough. I have this skill set and I want to monetize it like this, whether that means doubling your current way that you monetize it, right? Or adding in a whole new way that you monetize it. You need to sit and ask yourself this conversation. And I want you to ask yourself, is there any shame coming up? What's my mindset around doing this? Which is literally what we talk about in my Mindset to Monetize membership. It's an entry level to my program of working with me. This is what it's dedicated to. You should be monetizing your expertise, right? Again, I am unattached to whether you're doing it full time, whether you want to do it on the side, whatever that looks like for you. But you understanding, like the power of understanding that I hold a skill set that I get to decide how I leverage. I can charge you this today. And tomorrow, if I want to up my price, I can up my price. And that can happen whether you love your job and you just want to have it on the side, or whether you're like, I want to leave your job, or I've already left, or whatever that looks like. We get so attached to like, where do I need to be in the journey? No. What is it that you need to get to the next level of monetization you want? The other thing I want to bring into this is, what are your lifestyle goals? What are other things financially that you do want to have in your life? You can also think about those. I've had a lot of clients who were like, I want to buy a home. And so they wanted to add in other layers of their streams of income, right? In their levels of expertise in their areas of genius, so that they could have extra income for those additional properties. So I hope that this supports you in just one, empowering you. As a reminder, sis, you have a level of expertise that you should be monetizing, that you deserve to be monetizing. I believe that that's why we were given these gifts. We weren't given these gifts to just twiddle our thumbs with. And we also weren't given these gifts to overextend ourselves, giving them away for free or for pennies. And when I say pennies, anything less than you desire. I was being interviewed and they asked me, like, what do you mean by pennies? And I was saying, pennies is subjective. Here's the point. If any part of you feels like you gave that away for less than, like, oh, I should have charged more, that's your pennies. That's it. Okay. So if any part of you feels like you have expertise, people come and pick your brain and you're tired of that. Like, that's what most of my clients come feeling. Like, when I ask them, like, when you started, whatever, they're like, oh, I was just telling people this for free. I was just doing this. I was just speaking. It's always like, I was just. One, because you keep relating time and not the transformation. You can sit and spend 5 minutes in doing something, but it's going to take that person 5 hours because they don't have the expertise you have. They don't have the knowledge you have. They don't have the experience you have. They don't have the years of education. I talked about this inside of one of our Mindset to Monetize calls before as well. Actually, with my client who quadrupled her business, I was telling her, people are paying you today for expertise and knowledge and education that you received years ago. So my experience over the last 10, 15 years is what you are paying for today. I've had clients come to me and say, Kierra, I have been working to do XYZ for 2 or 3 years. And we can sit and spend 2 to 3 hours together and they clearly see the answer and what they're supposed to do. And then they come back to me the same day. I've had clients come back to me in 24 hours, 48 hours, 7 days, 10 days, 22 days, make back their investment, 2x their investment, 3x their investment, 6x their investment, 10x their investment. And not just for like a 3-figure, couple $100 investments. I'm also talking about 4-figure investments. Okay. So when we think about this 30-minute session you and I can have together, I've had women tell me, in 30 minutes, you gave me more than I've done in 3 months. You helped me solve something I've been battling with for 3 years. I had a woman book one of these sessions and oh my God, it was so beautiful. She had been in business, successful, but it was kind of getting in a plateau because she was so out of alignment. And literally we needed to just work on this new level of the business that she wanted, but she wasn't giving herself permission for it. She didn't have the messaging for it. She didn't know, is this the right audience for it? There were so many questions, and all of those questions and that unknown and the uncertainties caused her to be still with that. So she just kept doing the other thing, but little by little, it was like, okay, I don't really want to be doing this, but I'm forcing myself to do it. Which, when you force yourself to do stuff, it ain't gonna work. Literally in our session, she transitioned everything. That was the start. And it's been so beautiful watching her grow. Oh my God, so beautiful. The level of, forget all the money that she's made, but it's been the like power and the permission and the alignment and being obedient to the next thing. Y'all, so that 30-minute session, it is worth it times 10. I can't tell you how many times women tell me that. But I'm so grateful that just for you, I get to offer these one-time sessions at this steal. This is the deal of the year, all the things. So make sure you grab one. I can't wait to love on you inside your session. I can't wait to sit down with you and let's go through your expertise, what it is that you do, your offers, your prices, right? Especially if you are in business, we're going to be going through all of these things and assessing them. So you have specific adjustments that you can start to make now, not later. And if you are someone who's like, here am I too new for, you could still grab one because this is going to be the thing where we sit down and map out what are your next steps. But if you are ready to monetize your expertise more powerfully, if any part of you is ready for that, I want you to book this session. If you are ready to position yourself as an authority and stop showing up as an amateur, undercharging, giving yourself away for free, leaving money on the hundreds and thousands of dollars on the table, leaving impact on the table, not showing up as powerfully as you know that you feel called, you were called, you were assigned to, you were created to. This session is for you. I cannot wait to have our session together. And until next time, love, shine, and success. Make sure you share this video with a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, or an accountability buddy who needs to hear it. Another woman who you like, sis. You need to be monetizing your expertise because you, my friend, my sister, my girl, are not getting paid what you should be paid for this, and your work is so beautiful. So if you see your sister, and I mean see her, y'all, it's good to have friends who see you. It's good to have coaches who see you. You need to be surrounded by women who see you. Some of y'all are okay with being around people who don't see you. You see, those people, they're okay with paying you pennies. They're okay with overstepping your boundaries. They're okay with calling you all times of the night. They're okay with it because they see what they can take from you. It's time for you to be attracting the people who actually want to pay you for your value and your expertise, what you desire and you deserve. See y'all in the next video. Bye, loves.